Hello everyone, this is Surta from Redline Handcraft. Today is 20th of December 2022 and I'm finally back with another Flosstube video. This time I'm thinking to show, because it's been a while, to show everything that I have, like all the WIPs. So basically do WIP Parade or Work in Progress Parade, and to show some fully finished objects and finished objects. So let's start with the fully finished object. So let's start with my FFO or fully finished object. This is Skywatcher by Alona Koshkina. I stitched it on 18 count dark blue Ada with all the floss that was in the chart originally. I didn't change anything about it, and now it is framed. So it has a double mat on the sides, well, around it, I guess. It took me 58 stitching sessions, I guess. I started it, let me check, 18th of October of 2021, and I finished it 23rd of January this year, 2022. Yes, my backstitching is really awful here. I have improved slightly, at least, since then, but it is what it is, you know. It's a journey, learning experience. And yeah, this is my FFO. Now let's move to finished objects. I don't think I showed you maski or masks by Сделай своими руками. Now I think it's called Indiana. So in front of you, you can see the finished project. It has multiple carnival masks, and I stitched it with all the embroidery floss, which is like woolen type of floss in the kit, with 2 strands over one, obviously, because it's Ada, 14 count. And now it is finished. And I forgot to tell you that I started maski 22nd of February this year, and I finished it 17th of September. Next, some other finished objects, not fully finished yet, because I need to still attach the backing, but it is 3 Christmas ornaments from Ukrainian brand called Волшебная страна. I think in English it is Wonderland Craft. It is basically beaded Christmas ornaments. They don't have any crosses, and we go on the wooden base. So I bought these 3 kits together, and they will go as gifts for family members. I put the initials on the backing, which is felt, and I will just figure out how to attach it. So yeah, this is slate. A horse. And a deer. So I started Slays first, this one, and I started it 8th of this month, and I finished it in 3 stitching days on 10th. Then I did the deer, which I started 11th of December and finished it at 13th, on 13th. And then the third one was this horse, which I started 16th of December and finished it the same day. So yeah, they are done. The charts themselves were quite easy to follow, but the bigger ornament had like a smaller chart. I mean, the symbols were smaller to fit it on the piece of paper, so it was a little bit harder to work on this one, but it's manageable. Before those 3 ornaments I got these 3, and while I was stitching on them I got the other red ones. So I started the green one first, 20th of what was it, November, and I finished it on 25th of November. It also has a backing, which I also will attach to the back side, and I put on it the initials. Then I did the red one, also the same brand, nice beading kits with felt. So red one was started on 25th of November and finished 1st of December. And this is a third one, blue one, but I started 1st of December and finished 4th of December. I broke 2 of the needles in the process, I think, or 3 even. But you know, it was my first time stitching on wooden base, so I was learning pretty much, so things happened, of course, but I loved the result. I would say that I still would prefer to stitch on regular material, regular fabric, but it was nice just to change things up and try something different out. So here you go, all of my FOs. Also in those kits there were different greeting cards. I have used one already. I'm not gonna talk much what it had on it as a picture in front, because I used it to send a Christmas gift to my friend that is my subscriber. Hi Rahul. So yes, I also had a 1-day project that I stitched for him, so I'm gonna reveal it to you the next time, I guess, but these are the ones that I can show you. And now let's start with WIP Parade. I have only 10 WIPs, so don't worry, it's not gonna be the longest video ever. I'm gonna start with one of my newest starts, which is actually tapestry type of project, but I converted it to the cross stitching because I didn't like the coverage of 6 strands of anchor floss, and I didn't feel like stitching with 8, so I took only 4 and I'm doing full crosses. This is a gift that I got from my colleague from Malta. He got it there and brought it to me to Spain when I was on a business trip. So it's a printed chart. So I'm doing this part right now. It's not a complicated one, it goes quite fast, but it's a relatively old design, so there are no strict lines where colors change in between, so I kind of have to improvise as I go and decide which cross is gonna be which color and when to, change them. So as I said, I'm working with Anchor floss, and it is the only project that I have with Anchor flosses. I really love this design. He really liked my Rainbow Tribal Monkey by Vyota's X-Stitch, so he got something similar. And now I try to work on it as much as I can. And I started it 11th of October. Another project is blue carnival mask. Because I finished masks by сделай своими руками, I started another project with the same theme. So I'm stitching with 2 strands over 1 on black 18 count Aida. And it's gonna be actually bigger than I expected. It will go like this. There's gonna be some lines here. And it has also some metallic DMCs. This one I'm stitching with DMC floss. It is pretty nice. It was hard at first to stitch on black Aida, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. And once I finish this one, I'm gonna start the red one that I showed you in my previous videos, so check them out if you are interested. Next work in progress is Quaker Virtues by Gone Stitches. I don't have a start date, but I'm stitching it with Overo Soie silks. I think this is 32 count Joblin. I don't remember the exact color name of the fabric, but yeah, I'm stitching with 1/1 so that it's quite small. And yeah, I have like a few motifs. I really want to go back to this one because it's really nice to work on it, though the current ornament is going to be relatively big. Here on the bottom is quite big and complicated. Here this one. I tried to scan the chart and I was hoping that I could upload it to Pattern Keeper, but the symbols weren't that clear, so it didn't work, and I guess I will have to continue stitching from the paper pattern. But yeah, this is how it looks close up. I did mess up with this symbol going in different directions, but now I learned the lesson and I'm trying to go more nice about it. And yeah, Quaker Virtues. And next one is Veronica's portrait. One of the fancy ladies. I don't need the silks anymore because you've seen them already. I'm stitching it on, I think it's 28 count Zweigart modeled fabric, and I also don't remember the name of the fabric, but I'm stitching 2/2. This is a really nice design, nice fabric, but this fabric is quite stiff. It's printed, not dyed, so only one side is modeled. but because it's quite stiff, it damages floss over time, so it doesn't look the best, but it's still good. And it was my 30th birthday start last year, 17th of January, but when I restarted it on this fabric 17th of May during Mania or Sania, because I had only 2 projects that I worked on last year. And yeah, this is how far I got with it. I did some white crosses. I don't know why I did them, but I got confused. Actually, I will have to undo these because the beads will go there. So that's what I'm gonna have to do the next time. Next is one of the bigger projects also. It is Babushka by WIP Parade. It is I think 35 count Edinburgh linen, and I'm stitching 2/2, and I have 12 letters so far, so I have 14 more left. Last time I was trying to map out the lines for the next letter that I would stitch. I really like this design. I really need to go back to it, but next year I will have Mini Der Krieg by Donna Gelsinger. I have an Earth Designs as my focus piece, so I will take this one whenever I feel like I will need to take a break from the focus piece. But here it is. Once again. Okay, next one that I've been working on is Mini Der Krieg. I restarted this one like twice at least, so it's my like third start, I guess, but now I really love the fabric. It's 25 count even weave, mystery even weave, because I don't really remember the color name. It's like ivory, maybe some sort of antique. It's not really white, it's more like ivory color, and I'm stitching 1/1 full cross. Now I almost reached 15%, and for me to be able to finish it in time for my dad's birthday next year, I would need to finish around 8% each month. So it's like over 1,000, more like 1,500 of stitches each week. It doesn't sound that awful, but I think I'm gonna definitely need some breaks from it. But for now the bottom partial page is done. I almost have finished one of the full pages. But yeah, I'm working little by little, filling in some gaps that I left, and now I'm trying to work in columns by 10 squares, 10 crosses, and going to the side. So I just fill in what is left and then go to the side of the filled in column. So yeah, again, Mini Der Krieg by Donna Gelsinger. Next up is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. This one I think I have 25% in 24 stitching sessions. I try to finish 1% each time when I sit down, so I don't take it, you know, when I don't have much time to work on it. This is I think 20 or 22 count, I don't remember exactly. I think it might be 22 count antique white Ada. No, it's actually not Ada, it's Hardanger, which is like 2 threads of fabric woven with over 2. It's not 4/4 like Ada, it's 2 and 2. So that's how much I have done. And I left the year it was designed when pandemic started, and I will just put the actual date of finishing somewhere else when I actually finish it. And I'm using DMC variegated floss. Next up, from the Dungeons of WIPs is this one embroidery WIP that mainly has like a bunch of French knots and some lazy daisies. I bought it back then when I didn't know better. So this is the picture how it should look like, but I haven't been stitching on it for quite some time now. Another WIP from the Dungeons of WIPs. I haven't been working on this project for quite some time now, because I got it way before I really know, where to get originals. So this is not Dimensions Timeless Elegance, but different brand. But I think there is an excuse with this one because the original has been discontinued for quite some time now, and it's really hard to get it. So I might return to this one someday when I feel like it. But for now I have this one finished, not fully. I still need to do all the beads and some lines, some things like that. Another one finished cross stitching wise, this one, and the third one is in process. So I haven't started over 3, but I would need to still finish this one. And another one, the last one, but my oldest WIP from the Dungeons of the Dungeons, because I have never showed it to you before. But this one is the reason I got into cross stitching. It's this Ode to Me paysage landscape view, which I am stitching on, I think, 16 count of Ada. So back when I started it, again, didn't know better, but I found the chart on the internet, and I really loved it, fell in love with it. I'm stitching with 2 strands over 1, and this is how much I have left, and this is how much I have done so far. I still love the design, but I have no clue who designed it. Maybe I should get back to it and maybe just fill in that side, though it's quite big. It would go way to the right side, like even this part is not, it's close to the middle, but I don't think it is the actual middle. Yeah, autumn landscape. Next, my crochet WIPs. This is the girl that needs the dress still. Sleeping Beauty, I guess, with eyes closed. But yeah, a soft, nice doll. I didn't stuff it as firmly as I usually do. And yeah. And another crochet WIP is this giraffe that you've seen, I think, 3 of them in different colors before. I need to get back to this one. And also another crochet WIP is this zebra that doesn't have that much left to do, basically legs and some hair and the tail. So we need to get back to this one too. So thank you very much for watching. The reason I've been away for so long, you know, some sad and bad things happened. I lost my granddad. He had a stroke when he spent almost a month in the hospital and eventually, unfortunately, passed away. So I didn't feel like, you know, filming video. Then I had a minor surgery, but now everything is done. So I felt like, you know, going back to you with what I've been working on to share with you, and wish you, you know, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hope you're gonna enjoy your time with family and friends. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.